Hello, Earth Signs. So this is quite a funny reading here because it's it's like something unexpected is about to happen that will sort of put you in the state of a bit confusion, and I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just um, it's just unexpected. It's just you thought it's when you think in a certain way about something, and then it turns out to be either the opposite or very different, like in a way that you haven't considered it. Um, and I say it's funny because I got like literally the same cards. It's like over explaining things here, but it's also like connecting. It shows me like the connection between them to a certain degree, because in the recent past we have the Six of Wands. In the near future we have the Six of Wands as a clarifying card. On your mind we have the sorry, ego. On your mind we have the Knight of Pentacles reversed, but in your near future we have the Knight of Pentacles upright. On your mind we have the Queen of Swords reversed, but how you see yourself, we have the Queen of Swords reversed. So it's as if what's in my mind, that's how I see myself. In the near future, we have the Seven of Cups as a clarifying card. How you see yourself, the Seven of Cups. A pride card. So it's like same things, same old, kind of situation. You might be discovering something about yourself. So the messages that I got here were, well, first of all, there's a song, and it's a Queen song. It's like, I want to break free. Like, sorry, this is too early for singing. I guess you can notice. um, Maybe you're exploring your sexuality here, so you're discovering, because with the Tower, and you seeing yourself in a certain manner and being confused. But this is also like a multiple options card, so maybe you enjoy different types of wine, then that might be it in this case. This is for, I think, a small portion of you, because I think it's there's something else going on as well here, that has to do with emotions, and with pleasure comes here, and with pleasure. There's like a feminine vibe here to a certain point, especially with the Queen of Swords here, but it doesn't have to be. It might be that you have someone on your mind as a Queen of Swords. Maybe you've dealt with an air sign, somebody that's a bit closed off, and maybe you don't know how to approach. That's one scenario. And maybe you think that there's something happening with that situation, and then I hear a step forward, decide to make a step forward to actually test the waters, to actually see what's going on, and I want to break free. So it's possibly you're living in this mental cage where you have there's something here that you're facing. I hear anxiety and depression. Maybe not, hopefully not. But there might be something that can cause you anxiety, for example. And you're like, I want to break free. I want to get out of this, So I'm gonna test the waters. But with the Tower usually is something unexpected. So you either be put in a position where you'll have this opportunity to break free of whatever ideas you might have, or you find out something. But I believe it will be something positive. Maybe not immediately. Maybe you'll be a bit thrown off, but I think it will open up new possibilities, or it will change your perspective, let's say. Because in your environment we have the Ace of Cups, which is a very loving energy. So there's potential for renewal. I hear renewal of energies. Okay, so refreshing energy. So getting out of a certain muddiness, let's say. Obviously there's fears. There's like fear of transformation, fear of death, fear of something happening, losing something. So it's as if you want to transition over, but you're afraid to end it, because it's hurtful probably. So you have to see that. But there's clarity coming in. In other words, that word that I got was enlightenment. So at the base of this whole reading, we have the Ace of Swords, which is truth, is clarity, is enlightenment. So maybe clarifying your mind with the Tower in the near future is good. Other messages that I got for the present moment: breakage of union, not contrasted, crossed by past mistakes, which is related to the Six of Cups here. But another message that I got with that one is like losing faith, losing hope. It's like your mind is a bit confused right now. I see a snake there, and it's like either trusting the wrong people, or trusting the wrong judgment, or taking the bad advice, or something like that. But it's losing faith in yourself, because when you lose faith in yourself, you lose your own guidance. lose, as in you don't listen to it, basically. It's like you get disconnected because you don't actually lose yourself, but it's like a perception of yourself, you know, you're still you, but you're disconnected. You tend to listen to others because you need clarity. So what I get here, it's as if I think you're overcoming that to a certain point. Other mistakes, other messages are multiple options. You might have, again, might discover that you have multiple options. Then closed off. This is for the Queen of Swords, enlightenment, and unburdening yourself. Unburdening. Forget the F there. Okay. So in unburdening yourself. So you're unburdening yourself from a specific maybe perception, which allows you to break free. Thanks to some clarity that you will receive. So there's like an event here. Again, event comes to mind. I think you either will go to like a celebration or a party or something. It doesn't have to be, or you went to like an event. There's something being celebrated here. Because I see the Six of Wands twice in the recent past and in the near future. They might be referring to different messages. So one could be a consequence of the other. But you're either you're happy about something, but at the same time it's like you're contemplating. It might have been like your birthday or an event with people or something, and I hear that triggered you to explore something. Birthday party. It doesn't have to be a birthday party, but that's one message that I'm hearing. I think you've been carrying out a bit too much, and you're overcoming a certain disconnection with yourself. Unloading trucks here. So you're unloading maybe some of your burdens, or you're dealing with trucks for some of you. I don't know. But you're overcoming something and you're being celebrated for it. There's a state of happiness here and achievement. I hear achievement. You've achieved something. Maybe you've got like a certificate or something where you've changed jobs or something. There was like a happy event here, celebratory event in the recent past that helped you sort of like put yourself together. So the whole of this. So keep in mind that the main drive here is to gain clarity, truth, and follow the path for enlightenment. This also means communication. So since I started this reading, also like the voice, I think it's opening up to communication, especially with the Queen of Swords reversed on your mind and as a clarifying card in how you see yourself. Maybe a bit confused about a certain woman, or maybe an aspect of yourself that's a bit closed off in terms of reasoning and communication and has certain barriers to herself, let's say. Maybe your feminine energy or something like that. But anyway, in this case, it's like you're gaining clarity, and you might be connected to water sign as well. So this is the main energies here, I believe, are air and water. Even though you're an earth sign, I do see an earth sign, but it's in your fears and obstacles, and it's reversed. So probably it's, and there's a clarifying card. So I think you might be fearful that there is more work to be done, so to discover that this is not the ending, which contradicts a bit what I said earlier about fear of ending something. But I think the way it proceeds right now, it's like, for some of you, it might be fear of unlocking truth about yourself, like past mistakes and other traumas, facing other situations. It might give you anxiety, you might enter in the state of burdens. So you've unburdened yourself, you've become miraculous, I hear. With this card I got miraculous. Something miraculous happened, as if you've gained some sort of truth, and it offered you, I think, a level of emotional stability. You might be bisexual. There is a certain element of bisexual here, because we have truths about the King of Cups. In your environment we have Ace of Cups, the clarifying card of Queen of Cups reversed. So you have King of Cups, Queen of Cups, So it's like a level of attractiveness here. You're inspiring people to pursue some dreams. So through your actions, you might be inspiring people to pursue some dreams, hence maybe the celebratory card where you're celebrated. And I think it's through your actions. I think you're overcoming a certain level of mental rigidity here. I hear unexpected outcome. You've been waiting for quite a long time for something, for the fruits of your labor to come in, and I believe they will. You will get unstuck. You will notice some blockages, mental blockages, especially in this case, that were preventing your faith in yourself. Maybe it was affecting your confidence as well, especially with the Six of Wands here. There was some lack of faith here in yourself. Yeah, that were affecting your self-esteem, your confidence, how you appeared to people. There was a sense of rigidity and closedness. You're closed, and you're playing it small, I believe. But I think you're gaining back this confidence, and you're gaining back. You're pushing through this. You're evaluating. You're clearing up the mud. You're evaluating your past mistakes, and you're connecting to yourself, and you're putting to test whatever beliefs you might have. And this is the fact that you're willing to do that allows things to unfold. I want to say naturally, but it might not be as appear as naturally, as in it gives them an entrance. Your opening gives them an entrance, and this throws you a bit off guard, but there's good potential here to overcome these fears of being isolated and going back to the past limitations. I think through you extending a certain offering, as in, doesn't have, it might be, for some of you, might be like you're extending an offering to someone, but you might be also, is like changing your approach, your attitude of being more straightforward and dramatic, I hear. Dramatic. Maybe expressive, I don't know. You will get the opportunity to receive some benefits, to get a certain enlightenment, let's say. Okay, so in the present, we have the Hierophant reversed, crossed by the Six of Cups upright. So as I mentioned before, there's this lack of faith, of unity as well, and inner guidance, I believe. I want to say lack of spirituality, but it's guided truth. Guided truth. There might be, when this happens, you might have been listening to the wrong people. I think there's like an element here of discussions. So there was something about communication issues and clarifying truth, I hear. It's coven, I hear. So there's something like a group of people who were miscommunicating and probably misbehaving because there was no agreement amongst them. So this might have been a family unit, a workplace environment, a group of friends, you know, that kind of situation. And you kept, there were like some blockages here that were related to communication, and it was like a veil of confusion here. I think in the present moment you're acknowledging that, how your own behavior and your own limitations prevented you from expressing your needs and wants and setting up boundaries and finding your own guiding light. I believe you did that, and you found it to be difficult. It was like the hard path, that kind of situation, but you're glad you did it. And I think you are acknowledged that you did. You found out some truth and about past mistakes and past connections, because the clarifying cards were the Tower reversed, disruptions, but it's more like around you rather than within you, and it's as if you were like kept in one single place, one single bubble, and chaos was roaming around you. And the Ace of Wands, which is travel, fast communication, messaging, texting. I feel like it's a fast-paced, chaotic energy, this type of thing. And another clarifying card for the crossing of the Six of Cups was Six of Pentacles upright. Which is Six of Pentacles upright, we get it also as a card in the potential outcome. So you get it twice. So it's about reciprocity, exchange of reciprocity, interactions, and taking ownership of, instead of deflecting blames and responsibilities to other people. It's as if you stepped into your own power here, into your own, you acknowledged and owned your own limitations and confusion, let's say. You acknowledged some of your, how do I say, maybe timid behavior, maybe deflecting again comes to mind. Maybe you ran away from confrontation. You didn't like confrontation, and but this obviously blocked your self-expression as well. And people just run amok. I hear run amok. It's like with the Tower reversed here. Where is it? It's like running away from it, trying everything else rather than facing it, okay? Which I believe you will in the near future, because you have the Tower upright here, and you will face it. As I said before, you will extend, as an earth sign, you will extend something, maybe slow pace, maybe it's like tactically, gradually, but consistently. So you will consistently face, if it's like you've changed your attitude because your mind was overwhelmed in this rigid bubble where you weren't satisfied enough, let's say. As the base pattern I said was truth. So there's an enlightenment here. There's like a change of attitude from you towards your own life. And this might affect, especially I think it affects relationships and people, and possible new opportunities of love in your environment. So it's as if you're opening up, you're starting to create more openings for love to come in and to create, first of all. So you're opening to create it. And build your own emotional stability, express your needs, your wants, your emotional requirements, and boundaries, as well as to be able to balance yourself in, and not depend on, not wait for the external to manifest itself. It's as if waiting from people to do your own work, let's say. That's the vibe here. So as I said, in the recent past, we had the Six of Wands upright, clarified by the Page of Cups reversed and the Ten of Wands reversed. So you were overburdening yourself in the past because things kept coming and coming, and if you weren't dealing with them, it might have been like, again, anxiety, depression, that kind of situation where you were like hiding yourself instead of putting yourself forward. I'm not saying that those symptoms are a necessary consequence of that. It might be like one of the causes of doing that. So it's not, how do I say, there are other, if you are suffering from those types of ailments, there might be also other causes. I'm not saying it's your fault at all, but what I'm saying is changing your approach to, like, asking for help, like expressing actually your difficulties instead of hiding from them, or trying to deflect them, or trying to ignore them, or having a difficult conversation as to release the tension and mend relationships and create a more reciprocal, more loving, exchanging environment. That may ease your pain. That's what I'm saying, okay? So instead of owning your own responsibilities as a way to heal yourself, okay, to liberate yourself from overburdening yourself, carrying stuff like doubts, confusion, anxiety, because you're disconnected from people, but especially from yourself, okay? So acknowledging yourself as you are, and you'll get celebrated by this. You will be happy that you did that. You will be proud that you did that. It will be an achievement, a victory, successful inquiry, I guess. It comes inquiry. Interesting. On your mind, we have the Queen of Swords reversed with the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Seven of Swords. It's as if reversed. There's a specific person, maybe an air sign, on your mind that grievances, I get grievances. I think there was no push through in this situation. Maybe you have some grievances with a person here, and there was no moving forward. There was no opportunity. There was no concrete action. There was no proper communication. There was deflecting, I hear. Again, timid behavior. There was shyness. There was closedness and rigid thinking, I'm hearing. Ego trip, maybe. You're protecting your own ego. Again, the same behavior here, which I think you're purging, you're clearing up. In the near future, we have the Tower reversed, which I mentioned several times. Then we have the Prince of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. And on your mind, we have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. In the near future, we have the... So it's as if you flip. The present, we have the Tower reversed. In the future, we have the Tower upright. On your mind, we have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. In the near future, we have the Knight of Pentacles upright. You flip the script, okay? So either you'll be forced to do so, or you will have the opportunity from different circumstances, like something, it doesn't have to be something big or scary or whatever. It might be a bit scary, it might be a bit confusing, but it doesn't have to be like a tragic thing, you know, a dramatic thing, that kind of situation. Even though I did get dramatic before, so maybe there's a dramatic discussion, or, you know, there's drama, whatever, facing it, basically. Overcoming maybe trauma, that kind of situation. The clarifying cards was, again, the Six of Wands, like, again, the celebratory card, and the Seven of Pentacles, not Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Cups upright. So whatever this is happening, whatever this is, it's going to be in your best interest. Since this is a nerve sign, and this is a nerve sign reading, I'm thinking this might be you. You might be, like, you might be a youngish person, late 20s, 30s, that kind of situation. It doesn't necessarily have to be like that. It's just, I think you're open to extending an offer, to opening yourself, like overcoming this mental shyness and approach. So changing approach, and here tapping into your higher self, inner self, earth self, there will be an opening here that might give you multiple options. It might give you, you might have, by you doing that, you might have the possibility to obtain what you want. You just have to decide what is it that you want. This is a card of, again, multiple options, but it can be also illusions. It can be like confusion. It can be delusion. It's not in this case, because I think it might be a bit of confusion, because if it's something unexpected, you might have to sort of like improvise or whatnot, or it's just like opening doors and it's like, oh, okay, which one? This day, this way, that. So it's a good thing. There's a new, you have new options coming in. So you're opening your own world, let's say. How do you see yourself? Again, Seven of Cups upright with the King of, not King of Swords, the Queen of Swords. So you might have like a masculine energy as well. You might be a man. The Queen of Swords reversed. You're confused about this Queen of Swords. Maybe you're, you either don't know how to approach her, you don't know if you should approach her. But new openings have showed themselves to you. So you're maybe considering, it's like either what type of relationship you should have with that Queen of Swords, or how to approach that Queen of Swords, or what to do about it. Scared, I hear, maybe a bit scared. If this isn't like an actual person, it might be your own mind, because on your mind we have, again, the Queen of Swords reversed. It's as if you're discovering something here, a new way of doing, multiple ways of doing, possibly multiple pathways, and you're like, oh, I can actually get this, I can actually do this. And you're sort of like understanding your own mental limitations and rigidity and schemes that you were previously stuck into. So it's as if I extend myself a bit, I have this option. It's as if discovering that by facing your fears, you can achieve more, you know. So and it can benefit you, because I believe that in the moment it was like, I don't want to say limbo, but you're like in the state of deflecting. But in the recent past, you've overcame something, and in the near future you also have, so all the I feel like all the work that you've put in, you will reap rewards for it. Okay, if you stand steady in your pace of moving forward. Okay, you might be a bit confused right now, but you also might have several options. So steady in your pace and moving forward. In your environment, we have the Ace of Cups. So the opportunity, overflowing abundance, I hear. So you have the opportunity to mend your heart, or whatever issues you might have had. Sort of, I hear, build you up, to build you up. There might be an actual love opportunity. The clarifying cards were the Queen of Cups reversed, and the Five of Cups upright. Five of Cups is like the state of disappointment and loss and regret, and crying over spilled cups, even though she still has like two cups here, but it's still, you know, it's affecting your inner state, your inner emotional stability, because this might be considering that as the base pattern. With the clarifying card was the King of Cups upright, and this is the Queen of Cups, but she's reversed. I think it's like your feminine side was a bit out of balance, let's say, so your nurturing side. So you need, with the Queen of the Ace of Cups upright overflowing, you're mending her, you're healing this nurturing feminine approach, so the partner to your King of Cups, let's say. So maybe the person, the Queen of not Wands, the Queen of Swords here, maybe she has also a water sign energy, but if it's not, it is in your environment, so maybe there is somebody who you're interested in emotionally, and you probably didn't get an opportunity with her, and or her, him, but I think this is more feminine energy, but there is like this chance of renewal, because I did get renewal even before, as in to mend whatever, either it might be getting in a new relationship, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It might be just clearing up the air, like with the Queen of Swords, maybe turning her upright, communicating, expressing, deciding which way to go, and like extending gradually, and like fixing past mistakes, whatever, taking ownership of whatever deflecting responsibilities there were there, and maybe learning new ways of communicating. Okay, and it's just healing. It's healing relationship. Again, I get releasing the tension, and creating more balanced relationship, more reciprocal. Where is it? More reciprocal relationship based on respect, honesty, love, commitment. I get here commitment, especially with the Seven of Cups, like multiple options, but which is great. Like wish fulfillment, whatever. You have the opportunity to take them, but you have to step in to take them. Okay, you have to commit. So there is an overflowing abundance here. Again, I get it, of emotional stability. There's like, there are options for you to be loved, okay, and to love, especially to love. As fears and obstacles, we have the oh, it's reversed. That's why I got the contradictory messages before. I didn't get that. So we have the death reversed, something not ending. You see, so that's I was like, okay. So death reversed, and then the Queen of Pentacles reversed with the Hermit upright. So remaining single and unsatisfied and not getting that nurturing possibility, that growth possibility. Again, we have a female energy here, feminine energy. We have the Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and they're all three of them. They're reversed. But you stand here as the base pattern. I think this is you, an aspect of you at least, King of Cups upright. So through your nurturing, through your extending of taking ownership, and through your extending of your pentacle, let's say, steady, concrete, responsible. I hear responsible energy. Even if youngish, you're still able to pursue. It's like a pursuer, but it's not like a fast forward, bold. It might be bold as well, but it's like stepping stones, putting stepping stones. Okay, so actually building stuff. So I think here you're afraid of achieving greatness. I hear is overcoming hurting yourself. You're afraid of hurting yourself, like keeping yourself in this single position where maybe you feel a bit isolated and you still have to do some work. Lacking abundance. There might be, so due to this rigid mental scheme that I mentioned before, there might be, especially with the Six of Pentacles here, there might be some tendencies here of either compulsive or not compulsive, obsessive, maybe jealousy, maybe you weren't doing anything about it, you were shy and stuff because again, as I mentioned before, you had your self-esteem sort of like, not damaged, but diminished. Okay, so if you didn't have that confidence, I think you regained some of your confidence, and that allows you to move forward, as I said with the Prince of Pentacles. But I think you're afraid that you will get back into the state of lack of reciprocity, where maybe a bit of possessiveness, a bit of materialism, because it acts from a place of lack of self-esteem, lack of self-confidence, lack of money, lack of whatever it is. So it's like a never-ending cycle where it doesn't happen. The fear is like missing opportunities and missing those like transformative actions. But I think you're working through this. I see you working through this, and I think like your fears do not, in this whole reading, do not have as much as influence as in your past readings as well. In your past readings where like you're still into it, but now it's like I see you actually moving forward in the near future, and especially with the Six of Wands in your recent past as well. I think you've already done some of the heavy lifting as well. So you've improved your self-image and your emotional stability, I believe, through the truth. So this is a whole process that's ongoing, but it is very useful to you, and it will open up new options. A potential outcome, we have the Six of Pentacles upright, Eight of Swords reversed. So it's pretty straightforward. You're taking the blind off. You're unblocking yourself. Where is it? You're unburdening yourself. You're clearing your mind, especially Seven of Swords. You're getting out, unstucking yourself from this state of, I think you're balancing yourself up, and this helps you to receive renewal energy. There you go. The clarifying cards, so it's like karma, like being paid, okay? Being paid. So it's like payday, that kind of situation. And the clarifying cards are the Ten of Pentacles reversed, the Five of Cups, again, we have the Five of Cups. No, this is the Four of Cups, I'm sorry. Four of Cups reversed, Ten of Swords, endings, the Magician reversed, and the Hanged Man. So I think we have a new perspective here and a transformational period, because you're afraid that things won't transform, but with the Hanged Man, you're getting a new perspective here, a new chance by allowing things to come in and removing mental obstacles that you might have, and this relates to relationships, to romantic relationships, but also familiar relationships, and whatever you want able to manifest, either able or willing, or it's like stepping into, like being active in your own life, like an active participant, like getting your hands dirty. Okay, so instead of, it's like overcoming some tendencies of, if you are like a bit possessive, materialistic, maybe, and you are deflecting a bit the responsibility on others. Maybe there was looks like a bit of manipulative energy, and as into you make others do your bidding. I think this is not the case anymore for you. It's sort of like you've outgrown that stage. It might have been difficult for you to acknowledge this, to be honest, but because it's like a sword pushing through your mental. It's like the tower here. It's like crumbling. It's like pff, it's like your previous ego ideas were like crumbling, because you noticed that your self-esteem was affected as well. So the more you were trying to, you were sort of like deflecting responsibility, but you also like you're giving your power away because you weren't owning your own responsibilities, but also your own potential. Okay, so you weren't exploring that, you weren't fixing that, you weren't growing from your own lessons. So that was crumbling you, but also wasn't allowing change to happen. Okay, there were delays, there were procrastination, I hear. So in this case, you got a new perspective. Like, okay, so this is how I get stuff done. This is how I receive it. I have to get sort of like my hands dirty and allow things like past situations to past behaviors to end. And maybe this might have created also like unhealthy relationships in your life or unbalanced relationships where, again, as I mentioned before, like lack of communication or misinterpretations or misconduct. And so it was like a sort of a reflection of your own environment. You kept, it's as if by keeping yourself in that energy, you kept yourself in those types of environments, you know, so because you kept choosing to be in them because it was like something to gain from them, you know, there was like a possibility like to gain something from them. So you weren't actually cutting losses, you weren't ending things. Okay, but now you do want that, and you want to amend whatever situations. So you're opening up to new options, new possibilities, new pathways, and this will help you get new opportunities, observe new opportunities, overcome this emotional sorrowness, and acknowledge and be more appreciative of whatever, again, options you might have, and also appreciative of yourself and your own trials, or here tribulations, and manage to connect to a more genuine people. Okay, so maybe this with this Queen of Swords here is like a step way to not prove yourself, but sort of to yourself, you know, an active approach in your own life and creating a more loving environment. Okay, and this will help you burst outside. This will help you gain new perspective, new changes, and new energies, allowing them to flow through by starting something from within you. Okay, and so endings are happening, and I think you're an active participant in it. There might be external circumstances that might take you a bit off guard, but I think this is what you wanted. So keep it up, because you are being celebrated, and your fears, even though they're there, that's fine. You're overcoming them. I wanna say God bless you. God bless you. I'm getting emotional now, and it's like, I love it. You know, I love it. It's like overcoming something like a heavy stone. You know, it's like, I'm getting out of it. So what was the song there? I want to break free. So good luck.